Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. This week I am building the last build for Brindleton Bay. It is the house, probably the lot, on Deadgrass Isle, and I was so not sure what to do there. I was so confused. At first I really wanted to do a wedding location because I've seen so many times on this bridal show, how is it called? God damn it, it really skips my mind right now. Where the brides go into their wedding dresses. People who do like island wedding destination island destination weddings. And I really recall one of them. She went, I think, in an island across Manhattan or something like that, and she had a kind of, I guess I should say, country kind of, that type of wedding that's not all fancy and stuff, and she was in the grass and doing stuff like that, and it really have it like a memory of that. And I thought that would be such a perfect island because it's far away, you can have a destination wedding, it would be in an island, it would be magical, it never rains in The Sims, of course, why would it? So it would always be the perfect weather, and I thought it would be such a perfect island. Since the first moment, I started rebuilding Brindleton Bay, I thought I would do a wedding lot here. I was so sure. I had no idea of doing anything else, but when the time came, basically, I think it was last week, 2 weeks from now, that I was between that and another build, and I wasn't sure which one I would do, and I went to the island. And I read about the island, and I recall, because I never actually traveled with my Sims in that island, that you have all those dead pets there and all the strays, and I'm like, that's not a great destination wedding, right? Wedding destination? Whatever it is. I'm like, who would like to get married next to 10,000 strays and dogs and cats and all of those ghosts? And I'm like, this is not a good idea. So what do we do here? And I thought maybe, this is such a long intro. What we're doing. It has it on the title and on the thumbnail, but no, you will sit here and I will talk you through it. And I thought, maybe a house. How there are those private islands that they are owned from a millionaire, billionaire, whatever they are, and they have those private islands that no one else can go, and they have the house and nothing else is there. I'm like, that could be good. And then I remembered, that wouldn't be prime real estate realistically. What millionaire would like to live next to 1,000 strays? I don't think that would be good. So I was like, what else could I do? And my boyfriend was like, a hotel. And I'm like, that's a stupid idea. We don't have hotels in The Sims. You would know that if you played. Shut up now. And yeah, he was kind of sad. I was basically joking. And all of the people who actually built in this lot did houses, at least in the gallery, with hashtag Deadgrass Isle. And I was really confused, and I saw a few people did a restaurant. I'm like, do I want to do a restaurant? I did a restaurant on the, what was it called? God damn it, sorry, all those notifications on my phone are driving me crazy. The yacht club. And I was like, do I really want to do it? And then I decided, what? We're gonna do it. Okay, I talked so much that we went to the screenshots. Good. Those screenshots, basically I take screenshots every approximately 5 minutes or more, and you can see the landscaping and stuff like that going, because I feel like landscaping can sometimes get really boring. If this is your first video, I do it in every video, and I feel Like, it's so satisfying. So yes. So what I was saying, yeah, I thought, let's do kind of like an old renovated hotel and a restaurant. So if you visited ever any island, I don't know like if this is a thing everywhere, but at least islands on Greece have a small restaurant. Like, it's not a full restaurant, they're called taverns, and usually on top of them they have apartments where you can rent. And I know that because when I was growing up with my parents, we usually went vacations on an island, and there were all these, I guess, apartments that my mother never wanted to rent, and she always read about them. So that's where I know it from. Like, I haven't really seen it a thing on, outside Greece, but I'm not really sure. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. That's not my point here. So that's what I decided to do. At first, I thought maybe, a destination where you would go and it would be a daily visit, because it wouldn't really make sense. I thought about making a cafe, but it wouldn't really make sense. God, excuse me. To have a cafe and take a boat just to drink coffee. It's like, I can get coffee right next to me. Like, even if it is the best coffee you've ever had, I don't think you would take a boat to go drink it. So that's why I felt like a restaurant would make sense with a hotel on top. And I wanted on the back to do some sort of a playground, but I didn't end up doing that. I don't really know why. Don't ask me. I really don't know. I just didn't end up doing it, and I'm not happy with the backyard, to be honest. So I don't really know. Yeah, let's keep that. Let's forget that. I'm kind of hyper today, if you can't really tell. I went to the gym and I was so tired. Like, I was so tired after that. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. And all of a sudden, now that I started recording, I'm like, I'm so hyper, woo! I don't know why. Where do I got this energy from? Why I didn't have it before when I was editing? I don't know. All those questions unanswered. I guess I'm excited. I'm excited because we're done with Brindleton Bay. This means I can build something else. So I went with this very, I guess, iconic, not scenic look with all those fairy lights. I feel like sitting and dining at a restaurant and watching the sunset and the birds and the breeze and the air and the sea. It's all so nice. Like, I love when going on vacation, sitting on nice spots while dining or eating or doing whatever. Don't really like sitting inside a hotel. I like traveling and seeing new places, if that makes any sense. So yeah, and within a month, probably like a month from now, we will be going for 2-week vacations with my boyfriend, and I'm so stoked about it. Like, I want vacations so bad, you can't even imagine. Even though we will work, because we work from home, and, we can take the work away, so, it's still vacations though, right? So that's what matters. I'm just excited. I'm really excited today. Next week, I won't have a build because I want to share the save file for the entire, what is it called? World. Yeah, I want to share the save file. I've seen a few other simmers do that, of course. They did it like 5 months ago, and I'm like here still trying to finish that. But you know what? Better late than never. Even though it would take, it would get way more views, and more people would care about it, I still don't care. I spent way too long building all those lots, so I'm gonna share them. So that's that, I did it. I'm proud of me. I wasted my time building The Sims. Hooray! An applause, please. So, yeah, and after that, I really wanna do something more creative. I'm so bored of all these classic lots, and I really like building, different style of builds, because whenever I see a builder, at least from those I follow, they very rarely upload anything different from modern builds. And I'm like, this year round, it's like all classics with few breaks here and there. And I really want to experiment with different styles and build the one and build the other. It's like all those things, and I'm so excited about them. Did I ever tell you about the lot? It has, I don't really even recall, like what we're building. It is a I'm so over the place. Usually I'm calm, I'm quiet, I'm like, you know, all those things, and now I'm like, ooh, why? Where this energy came from? God. Okay, what I was saying, I don't recall. But the lot, yes. God, you would think I'm crazy if this is your first build. Probably if this is your first build, I don't think you would keep watching, but that doesn't really matter, right? Right. So yeah, it is a seaside resort, no suit Sherlock, and it has seafood. Whoa, big soccer there, right? And on the back, at least that's how I imagined it, there is this big diagonal thing, build, section of the build? What is it called? I don't recall, I feel stupid. Let's not talk about it. So yeah, there's this big section that you have 3 different apartments. One is basically your standard apartment with a double bed and stuff like that, you will see it. The other is with single bed, and the other one is basically kind of like a family apartment, but we will talk about them when we cross that bridge. What else? Oh yeah, in the last video I said that I was going to share Grace and Frankie's build this week, but that's not gonna happen because I'm sharing this one. I decided on Saturday, I think, probably, that I'm not gonna do Grace and Frankie's build because I was just so upset. I was skating down the lot and I was making the floor plan. I will talk about it next week because, not next week, 2 weeks from now, because this is when I will share it. Hopefully, I don't know, we shall see. And then I watched the last episode, I'm like, is this the last episode? Oh no, now I have to build it. I watched the season finale and I'm like, okay, I will build it then. Okay. And I also want to do from The Incredibles, the house from The Incredibles. The second movie is released somewhere in June, I don't really recall when, but I have it on my calendar to share the build about that week, like a week before. So I really want to work on that too. And I'm just so excited to be done with Brindleton Bay. And I don't recall exactly when is EA Play. I think it is somewhere mid-June, something like that. But you know, whatever game pack, not game pack. What is the other word? Expansion pack. I'm like, experience pack? That's not it. And I was just blabbing words. Whatever expansion pack they will announce, it's not gonna be released until, no, I think Get Together was announced on EA Play, I don't recall. And it was released like September, November, something like that. I think, because I can clearly recall Get Together be announced somewhere. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Even though, So yeah, this is the kitchen, and I feel like this is an old build, you know, that kind of got renovated, kind of not, you know, they don't have much money, maybe people don't visit that often, and it's all of that together, I don't know. So the kitchen I wanted to be kind of old, but kind of new. And I know this is not, like, I guess at least, I've never worked on a professional kitchen or any kitchen. I don't even work on my kitchen, to be honest, my boyfriend cooks. I'm terrible, I don't even clean the dishes, like, wash the dishes. I can't, he doesn't let me. Because he uses the excuse, oh, your nails are gonna be damaged, you spend so long doing that. I'm like, I don't even use that excuse. And then he's just mad because I take forever to wash the dishes. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what I was saying. Oh yeah, about the kitchen. I did the living room, and I'm sure kitchens don't have that, like professional kitchens. But you know, I feel like, but for the employees, because, you know, when they have a break or when they want to sit down, it's like, why not have a space to relax, man? I don't know. So I got inspired from all these apartments that I went growing up with my parents on vacations, and all of them had a mini kitchen, like tiny kitchen. Even though none of them had a microwave, I actually never had a microwave growing up, or I don't think they had a coffee machine, but they had a tiny fridge. And they had a counter, and I think a sink, but I didn't really want to use a sink. I preferred the microwave. So in my mind, you can basically grab the food, even though you can't even use the mini fridge, it's just decoration. You can basically grab the food from the mini fridge, like I don't know what food you would have there, and you would just put it on the microwave, and you would have coffee for the morning. Like a very small kitchen, because you wouldn't like live from it, because, you know, we have a restaurant downstairs, we have to make money somehow. So yeah, and the bathrooms are very simple. I tried to make its I guess apartment a bit different, but kind of the same, because let's be honest, they just buy cheap stuff and we throw it just to make money. And, you know, a few of them would be like in bundles or something like that. So that's what crossed my mind when I was building it. What else? I tested everything worked. If you download it, you should probably lock the doors, because it gets really annoying. While I was taking the screenshots, I didn't really thought about locking the doors, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna take beautiful screenshots. We're gonna brought this family here. There you go. They're gonna call the groups that they are in. There you go. So they called, basically, I guess they are groups, right? I think. And all of those people wandered all around the lot, and they watched TV, and they played with the toys that the other apartment has. I'm like, stop it! I hate you! Don't do these things to me! Like, I was so upset. Like, so upset. So yeah, you should probably lock the doors. You can lock them by creating a club and be like, okay, no one can go there but this club, and you can be only you on the club, or you can actually own the lot and basically lock all the doors and then annoy it. Like, sell it, I guess. This is the word I should probably be using. Sell it. So yeah. What else? I wanted to say something else. I don't recall. Well, that's a surprise. Oh yeah. This is the third apartment, which is the biggest one. So, growing up again, this is all my experiences with those apartments. Like, now I just go to hotels. I don't go in apartments like that, so I don't think many things have changed. But if you have a kid that's young, I think that's the same on hotels, from what I know. You can have like a crib brought to you at your room with no extra cost, or, you know, a minimal cost. Basically, they won't charge you the bed. And you can have a normal 2-bed apartment. 1-bed apartment. You get what I'm saying. So you would just have this weird bed, basically for the toddler. And I thought in this case they would kinda have it as those couches, you know, that turn into beds that you can sleep in. You know, usually they use it as guests, so they can sleep in. They're half beds, but they have a normal mattress, but they look like couches. This was in my mind, so I went with a taller bed because I actually couldn't fit a kid's bed there, even though I really wanted it. There was not enough space. So I feel like, you know, it would be kind of disguised. That's why I matched it, with the couch. And while I was building this room, it had all this extra space. I'm like, what am I doing now? I don't know. So it's like, okay, let's create another room, because, you know, they don't usually have big rooms. they don't usually decorate the rooms that well. They're really blank. At least, you know, they're not fancy. And I think going to all those apartments that looked kinda old and kinda creeped me out growing up, I'm afraid to go in old buildings to live in. I know this is stupid, or cheap-looking buildings and apartments. I don't know what it is, but every time like we plan going on vacation, I have to say no on so many like hotels because they look kinda old and, you know, kinda very basic and not very modern, and all those things like kinda dirty for some reason for me, and I'm like, no, I can't sleep there. I get something like, I don't know, I get terrified during the night. I can't sleep in the bed, I can't sit on a chair. I don't know what it is. I'm weird, don't judge me. So this lot has a part where it's very modern. It's basically overhanging above those plants and the open area where you can see the sunset in it. And it has those big glass windows. I'm like, what do I want to do there? I don't really know. I didn't really want to add another eating space because I feel like the apartments are on the top, eating is on the bottom, so I didn't really want to mix them up. I didn't really want to add an apartment there because it had so many windows and it had so much light and it was so beautiful. So I feel like adding an apartment there and close them all with curtains, it would look kinda bad, so I wasn't really into that. So I left it blank and like, I don't know what to do. I thought about, you know, opening it up, so basically from the room above you would have more light, but even that felt weird, so I didn't know what to do there. Like, maybe, you know, a community space where everyone can basically go and watch TV together there, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. No sense. Like, you know how on big hotels, or basically on any hotel, I guess, you have this space where you go and eat breakfast from time to time, or lunch or whatever. This is what crossed my mind, but again, it didn't make sense because there was a restaurant below and hotels don't have, you know, you usually eat at the restaurant breakfast and stuff. Here are the screenshot. I'm thankful this video is ending because I can stop blabbing. I'm moving my hands today so much. I don't know what's going on. I love all the screenshots. Like, I took them during sunset and they all look so good. I couldn't stop, like, taking them and watching the sunset. I'm like, this is so pretty. I want to visit it. You know, whatever. So next week we're gonna have the save file of this board and every build in it. And if you want to download this build now, there will be 2 links in the description down below. One of them will take you to the gallery and one of them will take you to Google Drive to download it offline, because I share my links for people who don't have access to the gallery, because, well, why not? I will eventually share it on Mod The Sims. It's kind of boring, like it takes quite a while to share a build there, so I'm like, I don't really want to spend that time to do that. So yeah, let's all hope that I will get less lazy. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you enjoyed actually all the builds from Brindleton Bay. Hope that you'll have an amazing day and take care. Bye!